Imagine sitting alone in your apartment, minding your own business, when suddenly a terrifying old woman in black appears right in front of you. That's exactly what happened to a guy who spotted this uninvited guest in his home. At first, she just stood there with a blank stare, but then she started moving around, and not just walking, but teleporting from one spot to another. The guy panicked. No matter where he went, she was always there, and there was nowhere to hide. But who was she? A ghost? A creature from another world? Or maybe his mother-in-law dropping by unexpectedly? In reality, it was another staged horror short from well-known creator Spanger Lookry. This wild story began when two cyclists were riding through the forests of Cerro Berjon, Colombia. As evening approached, they noticed an injured rabbit on the road. Getting closer, they saw claw marks and bite wounds on its body. Curious, they checked out a nearby burrow, and what they found was absolutely insane. A creature with huge eyes, a human-like nose and ears, clawed limbs like an armadillo, and rough, bumpy skin. It was making weird, squeaky noises and didn't look friendly at all. As always, the internet split into two camps. Some swore it was a real cryptid, while others claimed it was an AI-generated hoax. What do you think? This one's intense. A group of teenagers decided to test their courage by sneaking into an abandoned school in the middle of the night. Everything seemed okay at first. Well, as okay as it gets in a creepy place like that. Until weird things started happening nearby.
This is how bad stuff happens. What was that?
The group got a bit freaked out but played it cool and went upstairs to figure out what was going on. Spoiler, they shouldn't have. In a dark, empty room, they spotted a shadowy figure. Without waiting to find out what it was, they bolted. It's hard to say what they saw exactly, but it definitely looked spooky, staged or not. Here's another eerie paranormal story. This time, it's about Tammy G, a TikToker from Texas who's convinced her house is cursed. She's been sharing creepy footage from her security cams that's seriously creeping out her followers. Let's start with the first clip, a cabinet full of dolls. Then there's a vintage table that somehow becomes the center of strange activity. Next up, her bedroom. when suddenly, the bedside lamp starts spinning on its own. And finally, a cross that seems to be flipping upside down all by itself. Not funny anymore. While some viewers believe it's a legit poltergeist, others say it's just clever trickery. Either way, Tammy's on a mission to find proof of the paranormal in her home. On February 21st, 2025, a girl was staying at a cabin her family had rented for her sister's birthday. That night, she noticed something strange. Across from their cabin was another, smaller one. It looked abandoned, and the door was wide open. Naturally, she couldn't resist checking it out, so she grabbed her phone and went to investigate.
Estoy quedando en una cabaña por el cumpleaños de mi hermana y enfrente hay como una cabaña así, como pero abandonada, chiquita. Y es como una casita del árbol, así como para niños, no sé. No sé, pero se ve muy tenebroso. No sé si se vaya a caer esto porque está como todo podrido. Y no veo como para encender las luces ni nada. Mira, allá está la cabaña. Y... No tiene luz. Hay como una mesa, ganchitos de ropa y televisor.
As she got closer, the door suddenly slammed shut right in front of her. Creepy, right? But here's the worst part. If you look closely, you'll see something lurking just behind the door before it closed. Something she didn't notice at the time. This creepy TikTok was posted by a guy named Jimmy, but it was originally recorded by a mall security guard in Lima, Peru. The mall is known for strange paranormal events, and this time, the guard captured something wild.
La famosa Galería Veneto del centro de Lima, gente. Esta es la parte de al fondo. Dicen que acá también pasan cosas paranormales. No, la verdad que no sé. ¿Ustedes qué opinan, amigos?
On the second floor, the camera briefly catches a dark figure stepping out of the shadows and disappearing. What's important is that the mall was already closed. There shouldn't have been anyone there. Naturally, the guard went to investigate. When he reached the creepy doll display, one of them suddenly moved.
Hasta que falla la linterna. Está fallando mi linterna. La muñeca se está moviendo. Se está moviendo la muñeca. Qué raro. No, yo saco la vuelta. Saco la vuelta.
At that point, he noped out, and I honestly don't blame him. This chilling video was posted by a guy who went on a solo nighttime hunting trip in the woods. Everything was fine, until he spotted something strange in the distance. At first, he thought it was just a person, but the closer he got, the less human it looked. A woman was dancing near a campfire, as if in a trance. But her arms, they were way too long for a regular person. That was the final straw for our brave hunter. He turned around and ran like hell before she invited him to join the dance. Fake or not, Most viewers believe he caught a real witch on camera. A father began noticing that something wasn't quite right with his teenage daughter. She seemed off, constantly upset. So he sat down with her to talk and decided to film the conversation.
Cuénteme, mamita, ¿qué pasa? Dígame.
Nada, tío.
Usted sabe que puede confiar en mí. Ay, gonorrea.
During the video, a pale, creepy hand appears and slightly opens the closet door. The dad is stunned and rushes to check, but surprise, there's no one in the closet. I'd say maybe it was the daughter's boyfriend hiding from an angry dad. But then where the heck did he go? Remember the #1 rule of camping. If you hear strange noises in the woods in the middle of the night, stay in your tent under the blanket and don't come out. These creepy clips were shared by a YouTuber who decided to set up camp somewhere near the forest. That night, he and his friend woke up to strange sounds near their campsite. After exchanging a few nervous thoughts, they decided to peek outside and check out who or what was wandering around. The brave friend immediately headed toward the noise, while the guy with the camera stayed behind to film. And here's what he captured.
Do you think it's still out there? I don't know. Turn the light off.
What is that massive figure? Could it actually be Bigfoot? I guess only the cameraman's friend can answer that, if he's still alive. The next video was broadcast as a news segment and filmed somewhere on the roads of America. Despite being shot for national television, the footage quality leaves a lot to be desired. Anyway, the video shows a police chase. 2 officers are pursuing a speeding white van that refuses to pull over. Suddenly, the van swerves toward the side of the road and comes to a stop. And this is where it gets interesting. To the shock of the officers and the news crew, there's no one in the driver's seat or the passenger seat. The vehicle is completely empty. All the doors are locked. So either the driver was David Copperfield, or we're looking at a real-life Autobot. If you're claustrophobic or just generally creeped out by elevators, this next video is definitely for you to get scared out of your mind. The footage was captured in 2015 by a security cam inside an apartment building elevator. We see a woman step into the elevator on the 10th floor and press the button for the first floor. On the 5th, the elevator stops, but no one is there. And then something completely unexplainable happens. Let's take a look. The elevator keeps descending endlessly, ignoring all commands. Meanwhile, the camera starts glitching, but not enough to hide the pure terror the woman is experiencing. Eventually, the elevator stops at minus who knows what floor, and all we see is complete darkness. After thinking for a bit, the woman chooses the darkness and steps out. What happened to her after that is anyone's guess. Some say the elevator took her to the back rooms. Others believe she entered straight into hell. Personally, I think it's all footage from some low-budget horror flick. But what do you think? A Reddit user posted a video on their page titled, "Did anyone else expect one of these dolls to move?" And once you take a look at this creepy footage, you'll see exactly why they asked. Are they actually alive? Why do they keep staring at me? And even if it's just an optical illusion, those dolls are still seriously unsettling. I wouldn't want to be in the same room with them, that's for sure. A TikTok series uploaded by user CBluesM is both fascinating and terrifying. The videos were filmed somewhere in Japan and claim to show paranormal activity happening in the user's home. The guy had long suspected that something strange was going on, so he started running some experiments and filming the results. In the first clip, he stretches a plastic sheet across a hallway on the second floor and taps it to lure whatever invisible guest might be lurking nearby.
今日は幽霊にプチプチを仕掛けてみます。呼びます。おいで。おお、え、すごっ。ぶち抜いてた。
In the second video, he sets up motion-activated lights on the staircase while he waits upstairs. When he hears footsteps again, the lights capture something climbing the stairs.
今日は幽霊のためにセンサーライトを用意してみました。影出るかな。おいで。え、来た？来た。え？おお。
In one of the creepiest clips, he places a stick with 2 rolls of toilet paper in that same stairwell. The paper starts unraveling on its own, as if something unseen is pulling on it. But it doesn't stop there. In another recording, he's actually playing Jenga with what seems to be a ghost.
どこでもいいよ。すごっ。じゃあ俺ね。これでいいや。よいしょ。次、カイ君。いや、豪快すぎるって。
And in the final, gross experiment, he sets a bowl of black sludge in his bathroom and waits for his invisible buddy to show up again.
皆さん、手形を取ろう。今日幽霊の手形を取ります、絶対に。頼むよ。汚してもいいし。これかな？うわ！え？しかも手。風呂さん？風呂終わったよ。
Many viewers believe this guy is just a master of special effects and trickery, and there's no ghost at all. But hey, it's still mesmerizing to watch. This super short video shows one terrifying face that belongs to a popular creepypasta character. The creature is casually sipping on an energy drink through a straw, and it seems to be standing right in front of the camera. Because of that, I'm gonna guess it's just someone wearing a mask. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Curious to hear your thoughts. This next clip popped up on Reddit and was captured by an outdoor security cam mounted on the corner of a house. According to the uploader, this happened outside his mom's house while his brother was putting a Christmas tree in the trunk of his car. And that's when the camera caught something seriously disturbing. You can see a creepy, pale figure moving through the trees in the background before slowly sinking into the ground. Then, just a few seconds later, as the guy closes the trunk, something briefly peeks out from underneath the car, like it's trying to grab his leg. What was that? A forest spirit, a ghost, a skinwalker? Hard to say based on this footage, but one thing's clear. It definitely wasn't there to wish anyone happy holidays. Meet the infamous Serbian dancer, famous thanks to the internet and her totally bizarre, unsettling behavior. As usual, she starts her routine stomping heavily through the night streets, before suddenly bursting into a creepy dance.
Jeste dobro? Jebote, šta radimo?
Honestly, the girl holding the camera probably shouldn't have drawn attention to herself by asking questions. Did she manage to escape? And seriously, what's up with this dancer? Those are the questions we're still waiting to be answered.